Hello everyone, Joanna here, and today's video is going to be a very interesting one as I will be talking about the most underrated fragrance from the most popular Middle Eastern brands. Yes, you heard that right. Today's video is all about underrated fragrances. 2 months ago, I made a video about choosing only one from popular Middle Eastern brands. So basically, I let you guys know my favorites. And today, I have decided to talk about fragrances that I think needs more hype and virality. In my opinion, these fragrances are amazing. Not only they smell good, but their performance is also a 10 out of 10. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump in. Starting off with Lattafa. And of course, we all know that Lattafa makes very good fragrances, right? Not only they smell amazing, but most of them, they have very good performance as well. Now, the perfume that I'm going to talk about today is something that I don't own yet. However, I have a bottle coming soon. I have tried this fragrance in a shop while I was in the mall the other day, and I was shocked how good this fragrance is. Even though I am not the biggest fan of the antique looking bottle, I think that fragrance left something in me that, really made me crave in owning a bottle of it. And I'm talking about the perfume called Lujain. I think it's part of their niche Emirati collection. Guys, I only did 4 sprays on myself when I was in the mall and I returned home. Of course, I read Fragrantica and everything. I even have a subscriber who recommended that fragrance. And because of that, I know already that I need to own a bottle of Lujain. Now, how does it smell like? Let me read you the notes that I took when I was wearing it. So it opens up peppery. It is mainly a floral fragrance. However, it is grounded with a creamy tonka bean and sandalwood. You know me, I am a sucker for anything creamy sandalwood. And I think Lujain has that perfect creaminess of a sandalwood with jasmine and tuberose. You know that I'm not a fan of tuberose in fragrances. However, guys, that tuberose in there smells absolutely amazing. I received Petra that day as well when I came back from the shop, and I have compared them side by side. And guys, Lujain stood out. To me, that is my kind of creamy floral scent. I remember when I sprayed that fragrance, I was playing around as well with some other Middle Eastern perfumes that just arrived, and that fragrance just stood out. Performance was amazing, and I am wondering why nobody talks about that fragrance. I can tell that it has an amazing quality. I'm telling you, I may not own a bottle yet, but after reviewing hundreds of Middle Eastern perfumes, I can now somehow tell which fragrances have good quality juice or not. And I will say that Lujain smells very niche and expensive. It is that good. And yeah, in my opinion, it smells more expensive than what it is. Basically, all the perfumes that I'm going to talk about today smell more expensive than what they are because, that is the goal anyway of this video. Lujain is definitely an underrated Lattafa perfume in my opinion, and I find that fragrance feminine leaning. I can't wait to receive my bottle. All right, next brand is Arabiyat Prestige. I know that everyone went crazy about Nyla because of that AI video of Rihanna. But then guys, in my opinion, Nyla is nice. However, there's a lot of designer perfumes that smell like that. However, Uhud, I think, is a very underrated perfume from the brand. If you like creamy berries kind of scent and caramel. You will definitely love Uhud. I know that there are other fragrances from this line that are getting a lot of hype, and I think Uhud deserves some spotlight as well. This fragrance is giving Bianco Latte plus creamy raspberry milkshake vibes, and I find it so special. I would say that this is a fun and flirty fragrance. If your vibe is all about fun, flirty, and feminine, you will definitely love Uhud. I see the resemblance with Bianco Latte a lot because it is definitely heavy in that sweet caramel and vanilla combo. However, there is like an underlying creamy raspberry milkshake nuance in the background that to me smells absolutely addictive. However, though, okay, I think this will shine more in spring and fall time. It can be a little bit cloying in the summertime because it is extremely sweet. Performance-wise, it's amazing. It lasts more than 8 hours, especially if you spray more on your clothes. And yeah, if you love sweet fragrances and the sound of Bianco Latte with a twist of raspberry milkshake sounds appealing to you, then I highly recommend you Uhud, guys. I love this bottle, by the way. Okay, I find it so unique and so modern. Next brand is Paris Corner, and the perfume that I chose is quite new. I received it 2 weeks ago, and guys, I couldn't stop wearing this fragrance. This is Fayora. Absolutely gorgeous, soft, elegant, and feminine, but still having that fun and flirty vibes within. If you still don't know, this is inspired by Xerjoff's Dama Bianca, and yes, I do get that DNA. However, Fayora is fruitier. The passion fruit note in this fragrance definitely lingers, and it has an underlying rose water essence to it. So imagine Dama Bianca with added rose water and passion fruit juice extract. Then that's how Fayora smells like. I love this fragrance so much to the point that I think this is my #1 favorite from Paris Corner. And yes, that says a lot. And I know that this is new. However, it's not yet getting the hype that it deserves, I think. As mentioned, it is a dupe of Dama Bianca. However, guys, this performed better than Dama Bianca on me. And I know that a lot of you as well like the Al Haramain Junoon Noir, the one in the black bottle. Junoon Noir is supposedly a dupe of Dama Bianca. However, I decluttered mine because there was something about that fragrance that is not getting along with my skin chemistry. It just didn't sit well on my skin at all. On my skin, it smells very metallic and disturbing to my nose. I had to declutter that one and buy the original Dama Bianca. Can you imagine? Anyway, guys, with Fayora, love how fruity it is, but not too much for me to call it as juvenile. There's still something sophisticated about it, okay? Even though it is fruity. And yeah, I think the rose water essence nuance that I'm getting added to the sophisticated vibes of this fragrance. And yeah, I just love it. Performance above average on me. This summertime, I started spraying more perfume on my clothes so I could get the most out of them. And yeah, that's what I was doing with Fayora, and performs amazing on me. My clothes retain the scent of this fragrance, and I smell Fayora the entire wear time. Yeah, once again, Fayora, still an underrated fragrance from Paris Corner. All right, next up is Fragrance World or French Avenue. And my pick is something that smells niche and luxurious once again. And this is Miraj Exclusive. If you watch my channel, you will probably guess that this fragrance might be in today's video. I find this perfume still underrated from the brand. It is a warm, spicy, coffee, floral, oud, and incense scent that just smells very luxurious. This costs around $30 to $40, I think, and it smells more expensive than what it is. I will say this might not work very well during summertime because the oud and incense are not shy in this fragrance. I would say it's the oud and incense that are very prominent along with the coffee and jasmine. So yeah, having said that, it's a loud fragrance. So if you are not a fan of coffee, oud, and incense, then you might find Miraj Exclusif a little bit off-putting. And also because of those strong notes, I find this fragrance to be more wearable during winter time. I absolutely love this fragrance. There's something about it that just smells very grown and luxurious. It smells absolutely more expensive than what it is. Yeah, once again, Miraj Exclusif, a very underrated fragrance from French Avenue. All right, and last but not the least is Khadlaj, and this is a fragrance that I haven't heard people talking about. I'm wondering why. I don't have a bottle yet as well, but guys, I just discovered this as well the other day while I was planning to make this video because I want to give you the best recommendation for Khadlaj. And when I was playing around with my perfumes and samples, I stumbled upon Khadlaj Carus Amber Gold. And guys, how come nobody's talking about this fragrance? Let me read you the notes. So it has blackcurrant, cyclamen, rose, jasmine, narcissus, oud, incense, benzoin, and patchouli. And this smells absolutely expensive and luxurious once again. I will be surprised to pay around $20-something for this fragrance because it smells expensive. Apparently, it is a dupe of Louis Vuitton's Matière Noire. I haven't smelled that fragrance yet. However, they share the same note breakdown. I don't want to compare them side by side, but I'm just gonna let you know how amazing Amber Gold smells like. Basically, it's an aquatic and dark ambery scent that is very unisex. Don't think of aquatic as if like it's a marine note, okay? There's something about it that just feels very watery. And yeah, I think it is because of the cyclamen and narcissus notes that are in here, giving that aquatic floral vibes, plus that amber. Guys, it smells absolutely beautiful. I can imagine this in a Louis Vuitton bottle. Yeah, so having said that, that's how luxurious it smells like. And to pay around $20 or about $30 in this fragrance is a jackpot in my opinion. I love this fragrance so much that I am sure gonna order a bottle of Amber Gold. I need this fragrance in my collection because I'm into warm, spicy, oud, and incensey scent as well. So I will say Miraj Exclusif and Amber Gold share the same vibe. You know, they share that grown kind of vibes, but, you know, with a femme fatale twist. They both smell absolutely incredible, but with mystery. And if you know me, those are my kind of scents. And yeah, so for Khadlaj, I highly recommend you checking out Carus Amber Gold if you are looking for a luxurious smelling, affordable oud, incense, and amber scent from the Middle Eastern market. I'm almost done with my sample because I am truly enjoying this fragrance and highly recommend it. So that is the video for today, guys. Those are my #1 recommendations when it comes to underrated fragrances from the top popular Middle Eastern brands. Now, let me know if you've tried any of my recommendations. What do you think of them? And if you have an underrated fragrance in your mind that needs to be shared and not to be gatekept, share it in the comments down below. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and see you on my next one. Bye!